Last time on the adventures of Lara Croft, we left her stranded in the middle of a river after being hunted by Natla's goons. Now we take off on her motorcycle to catch up with them. Unarmed, she must infiltrate the ship that they are getting away on and be undetected. Alright, so that was my attempt at the like 40s announcer voice. Obviously not very good, but so again, what we're doing here, because there's really no dialogue here, so I don't really mind talking over it. The cutscene it looks like it was done in Pavre, which was like a 90s graphics tool or whatever. So not very good. We're sneaking on board this ship. I don't know how they don't notice a freaking motorcycle flying at their ship, but whatever. I'm going back inside. You coming? Alright. That was so inducing that we fell asleep in the cargo hold. Honestly, Laura deserves a nap after this. Alright, swan dive, and I don't know how he doesn't notice this, but whatever. Alright, so welcome to the third, or not the third, the fourth area of the game, and the final area. This level in particular is called Natla's Mines, but the area itself is actually Atlantis, supposedly. I don't know. It's not really what I imagine Atlantis looking like. Well, this level in particular isn't actually in Atlantis, but we'll get there in the next episode. So, as I said, we are actually unarmed at the moment. We don't have any of our guns. Those goons took it from us. So we need to get them back. So the first half of this level is primarily that. We need to get our pistols back. And then we will be able to get the rest of the guns back from the individual goons. I'm doing a little bit of exploring, but alright, so the first thing you should do is pull out this box right here behind some rubble, and just jump over it and stuff. Alright. I believe that switch that we had pulled earlier is how you actually open that gate. Just making sure that there weren't any useful items on the ground that we may have missed. That's the only problem with, like, this level. Any level in these caves, like gray caves, it's kind of hard to tell if there's anything on the ground. Stuff blends in pretty well. Alright, come back over here. This is how we get up to the second floor of the mine. You're going to be coming through here a couple times if you want to get everything. I wonder if that's going to be important. Okay. So, grab this box, pull it forward, I want to say once or twice. And then you're going to want to pull it to the right of where Lara is right now. I forget about this, but it's not necessary to pull it to the right, but it definitely is safer to do it that way. Otherwise, you're going to lose a little bit of health because you drop down right above it. But since I didn't pull it to the right at all, I'm going to lose a little bit of health from falling. Alright. Slide down on the right side of that slope. That way you can actually position yourself correctly. Otherwise, you're going to lose a little bit of health. It's not very much, so don't, freak out. Okay. So this is probably one of the more gamier parts of the game. Not that, Atlantean mutants and mummies coming to life aren't gamey, but this just... If you screw this up, you can reset it by leaving the area. Otherwise, what's supposed to happen, what you didn't really see, was essentially a boulder race. You're trying to beat the boulder to the end of the corridor. And obviously, as you saw, you don't have to do it perfectly for it to work. So I'd recommend just going past the first one and then rolling and running back. That way you trigger one of them without having to trigger both. And then it's a lot safer. Yeah, that's the thing with this area in particular, this level. Natla really likes her boulders. Like that, I mean, that's pretty much half of the level right there, is just avoiding boulders. In fact, this entire level, or in this entire area, Atlantis really likes its boulders. Alright. So, you might be wondering what we just picked up. Well, that is the fuse. We need 3 fuses. And in this room, in that control panel area right there, we need all 3 fuses. Now, I know your first time, you might be thinking, this thing's going to fall on me, isn't it? No, thankfully, no, it doesn't. But I don't know for sure, but I would say you probably need to get that first aid pack before you lower the room. Because I don't know if it'll clip through or not. That's something that I don't know. And if someone does know and would like to share, then great, thanks. Thanks. I thought I would have fallen off the back of the boat, but alright. So now these fuses, I think you can do in really any order you want. This is just the way that I'm doing it. I don't think there's really a definitive order that you have to do. Don't miss the magnum bullets over there. because you'd have to move the block out of the way again in order to actually get them. Otherwise, all right. Pull out one block, and there's another block. This is also the area of the game where you start getting a lot more plot. Like, you get glimpses of the plot throughout the game, but it's very minor and really only relegated to like the beginning and ends of individual areas. This area, Atlantis, you end up getting a few more cutscenes throughout the levels, and especially between levels. So pulling that switch moved the drill cart or whatever it is back in that one room that we were in to, I believe, the left of us. Which is your indication as to where you should probably head next. Great, another Natla block. Some very elaborate puzzles just to get our pistols back, but I guess that was kind of the point. Natla didn't want us to get our pistols back that easily. But we got some Uzi clips. This is also the level if you didn't get any of the guns or didn't find one of them in the actual levels themselves. This is where you can get those guns. Since every boss or mini boss or whatever will have your gun or, you know, a gun. Alright, so you need to be very careful in this room. You can't hear him, but there's one of those mercenaries that attacked us is in that room, and if you go too far forward, like too far past the fuse, he will trigger, and that's not good. Because you don't have anything to defend yourself with, so you gotta run away. So, just be careful. Alright, I believe we have 2 fuses now, so we need to head back up here for the third one. Okay, so come over to this doorway over here on the left. And you enter that second room. Now I'm being very cautious because I know there's a room or two with a trapdoor in it. And this is not the room with it, but I'm just misremembering how this level goes. Alright, so there is a fuse on this little conveyor belt. It's pretty easy to get to. Just come over to the switch and flick it. And I believe there's some Uzi clips right there. Very easy to miss. I find the Uzi and Magnum bullets to be very annoying to find in these levels because they just blend in so well with the ground, the gray and black ground. All right, so now that we have all three fuses, and you don't have to get all three in order to like do this or start doing this, but you need all three to finish it. So, come up into the control room, and just like the gold bars, just place them in their slots, and it'll lower the room. Alright, once that's lowered, we're going to go ahead and save. I think they intend you to, like, to do... That was such a weird moment. Like, Laura got stuck in the wall for a second. Alright, here's our pistols. I think they intend for you to do maybe like one or two of these, then save, and then go and get the final one or something like that. Because they put the save crystal right here, which, you know, logically that makes sense that they would put that there. But they also put another save crystal on just like outside this room. So up here, this is just a little hallway to get back to the main room, but there's also a secret up here that I kind of missed. And I just cut back to it just to save some time because there's a lot of running back and forth. Alright, so there's a little trapdoor. Just keep jumping and eventually it'll close back up. The other option is to hang from the other side on the ledge, and then just pull up, and it should come back up for you. But I believe that's lava, and that was a lava pit. So, the little secret's a switch, I believe, opens that door. Because the door does shut right behind you. Thankfully, I just check because I'm always nervous about this stuff. The trapdoor does not open back up, which is good. That'd be a real a real dick move to do. Although these are the same developers that developed the next two levels, I'm surprised they didn't add that in. Because the next two levels are annoying. Okay, so normally there is a save crystal right here, although I kind of cut that part out because I just wanted to save a little bit of time and be a little more consistent. Stupid barrels. Alright, so now that we have our pistols, we need to head back to where we found the second fuse. Because we actually need to get something else. We need to get our magnums back. Alright, so come out here. That's about here or so.
Ain't nothing personal.
Roll and start running back. So he won't be able to hit you from there. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just like his guns have a range on them or something, or what. If he gets too close, then he can start hitting you, and it does hurt, as all bullet-based enemies are, range enemies. All projectiles in this game can do a lot of damage, and they're kind of hard to avoid. Especially when they're just flashes of flashes of a JPEG or something. Alright, so he's down. Come over to here and pick up your magnums. Or his magnums, depending on whether or not you actually got the magnums originally. So yeah. I mean, you could avoid picking them up. You don't have to. Like, there's no requirement. And again, you can kill any enemy in this game with just the pistols. Okay, be careful in this room, because there are several spots that are that'll lead you into lava pits. And you also have this large lava pit right behind us. Drop down here, and another save crystal. So hop down, grab the ledge, and get a medipack, as well as hang on to this ledge over here. All right. You can drop down at this point, and there is another ledge over there. So take a run and jump, and you should have enough space to do another running jump. Now, as you could probably guess, that lava down there is a one-hit kill. You fall in it, you die. There's no med pack saves, nothing like that. Surprisingly, the lava on the wall is perfectly fine. I realize it's really just there for graphical flavor, but still, kind of goofy that it wouldn't hurt Laura being like right up next to it. Okay, so this kind of sucks. This particular jump that you need to make. So jumping onto there is perfectly fine. It's this one that sucks. Because you need to do a running jump, and the best way that I've found is to continue doing a running jump. It doesn't seem like doing another running jump, but stopping and doing a running jump works very well for me, at least. So come into this little hallway, push that block out of the way, be quick, because there is a boulder coming for you. Laura, you can't reach that. Sorry to break it to you. You need to actually pull this block and push it back over. Push it over so that you can jump on top of it. Well, actually, no. I think you can reach this one up here. There's some Uzis and a med pack, large med pack, in this room, as well as some other stuff back through that corridor that we were in. So you can see through the floor there. All right. Could probably just fall down there and be perfectly fine. So there's nothing that way, just a dark void. But over here, we're rewarded with some Uzis, the shotgun, and a large medipack. So I'm guessing the reason why they put this here, because when you beat the last goon, you can actually get the shotgun there as well. I'm guessing they give it to you here as sort of a reward for um, explore exploring and being quick on your feet and stuff. Um, so that you can use it against the other two goons. It's kind of up to you what you want to do. Also, I really hate the fact that the boulder is getting in the way of my camera. Be careful here because, you know, after doing all that work and then falling, it kind of sucks. Because that's happened to me a few times. You get through a tough section and then you make one bad jump and you're pushed all the way back to the last save crystal, which means that you have to do the tedious ledge climbing stuff. Doing mostly running jumps will get you, yeah, running jumps is the way you want to go with this area. Alright. So there is a little platform down there that you'll fall onto. Now, you want to do a standing jump to get up here. I couldn't remember if that was one of the spots that had a boulder, but no. And no, shooting the TNT crates with your guns does not blow them up. They're here for a specific reason that we'll get to. Don't worry, they'll all explode eventually. You just won't see it because it will be off screen. Because nothing ever happens on screen with the environment. Alright, so this TNT block over here looks a little different than the rest of them. Just barely different. A little darker, I think. There's nothing back here, but you still need to push the TNT crate out so that you can push or pull, whatever. Got a lot of block pushing to do. So I'll be honest, I paused in the middle of this and completely forgot what I was doing. So I ended up pushing it back one square. Which was definitely not annoying at all. Apparently 2 squares. Wow. Yeah, and that's me realizing my mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I swear. Love wasting 5 minutes pushing a block around. Like, is it realistic? Well, one, no, it's not realistic because that crate is huge, and I mean, I don't think anyone could, like, pull it like that. Like, I mean, Laura's, you know, pretty athletic, but I don't think even she could do that. Okay. Fortunately, there's something right behind me, so I can't actually pull it anymore. So you gotta push it once. Okay, hop up here. You can't go that way just yet. Almost like we have TNT. Alright, I'd recommend saving here. If you're playing the PS1 version, or the Saturn version, that's where they give you a save crystal. But, I mean, you could probably wait until you get up to the top of here if you're playing like the PC version, the save. Because this room can be kind of easy to die in. So those slopes are I think they're, no, I don't think they're lava, actually. But they're steep enough that Laura will slide and fall into the lava that's down there. There's also boulders. They're pretty easy to get squished by. That one was pretty easy to avoid, but I'm thinking ahead to another part where they just spam boulders. Alright, pull this switch. You'll hear a big rumbling sound, and yeah. Okay. Apparently I forgot to cut out something, so hopefully all the audio kind of fits in place correctly. So I guess I must have died at some... Oh, I think I remember what I died to, but we'll get there in a second. So we heard that rumbling sound. And as you can probably guess, that was from some TNT exploding. So that's how you explode the TNT, is from the pulling that switch. So now this way is unblocked. So, alright. This is the skate park. So come along this edge. Be careful right here because there is a lot of there's a lot of lava down there. And we're also getting shot at by this guy. So this is the skater kid. Or the kid or whatever. He runs around on a skateboard. Fall down here. There's water. Just come through here and you get some goodies. He can't hurt you down here, so this is the safer but probably probably the longer solution to dealing with this guy. I mean, you can go and just fight him like any other guy, any other boss, but he moves around a lot, so... Okay, sorry about that, although you probably didn't notice that I cut out. Every Tuesday, my mom goes and gets groceries, so I usually end up helping her bring them in. And then I decided to have some lunch because I was getting hungry and it was like 2. Alright, so...
You firing at me? You firing at me, huh? Ain't nobody else here. You must be firing at me.
Alright. There's your reference to Taxi Driver. Alright. This can be a really long fight. If you're having bad luck with this guy showing up. So I'm just going up to speed just going to speed 2 just to, make this a little faster. Because it's a lot of waiting for him to come within range of Laura. Now, I've seen people do this where they don't even have to move and this guy just doesn't shoot. I'm gonna take a quick healing. Honestly, sneezing is probably one of the worst bodily functions, and I'm sure that comes out of nowhere because, but I just edited out a sneeze because it's the worst. I literally have nothing else to really talk about here. I think I considered going up this 3 times speed, but the problem with that was it looked really weird. I think he's almost dead. It can be really hard to tell if you're not like down there fighting him. Because of the draw distance, you can't really see very far. Okay, this is the point where if he wasn't dead, you wouldn't be firing this much. Alright, so drop down. Be careful again, there can be bottomless pits with lava in it, and no one wants to fight that asshole and then, fall in the lava and have to redo it again. Alright, so killing him nabs you the Uzis. So again, if you didn't, pick them up within the level, within, at some point during the game, which, I think the main one you can get is the last level of Egypt. I think that's where you primarily find them. This is where you can get them as well. Is from this guy. Alright, so this is the room with the obnoxious amount of boulders. So I thought there was supposed to be a third one in this row, but I'm not going to tempt fate, so come up here. Don't go all the way to the wall because there's another boulder. Again, Natla really likes boulders. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be like a natural boulder that just kind of dislodged, or it was an actual trap set to keep out trespassers. But either way, there's a lot of boulders. Alright. We got two. We technically have all 3 guns at this point, but we still have 1 goon we have to go and dispose of. It's what they get for, trying to kill us. Okay. Head up here. And now this is probably one of the most confusing parts of the of the game, or at least of this level, is these rooms here. Because they all look the same. And especially with PS1 graphics, it's really hard to tell. really hard to tell where you're going most of the time. I think I only get lost maybe like once or twice in here. Especially on your first time. Yeah, you're gonna get lost. Don't jump. Push. That's the thing. Like, you can jump or push these, jump onto or push these blocks. It's really dependent on what button and press you do. Because I believe in order to push or pull the block, you need to hit the action button and then the arrow. While if you want to jump on top of the block or get on top of the block, you need to press the up arrow and then the action button. I know I'm like really late in getting to that. That is a door, not a block, so don't be fooled. Also, I love how Lara basically got juggled around by the hit detection there. Alright, push this block out of the way. And we got a safe crystal. And a switch. And yeah, I think it was the right move to start cutting out the save crystals, because I mean it's literally just the same thing over and over again. So and it saves a couple seconds. Alright, so flipping that switch, I believe, opened this door right here. Come through it. And another block. So many block pushing puzzles. Especially in this level, it seems like there's a lot of them. So that door is just for, just to kind of trick you. You don't really want to bother with that. So pull that switch, head back up the stairs, and I believe we saw another golden door somewhere. And that is the way that we need to go to get out. Again, you can tell this is kind of a confusing place to run around because I'm kind of getting lost myself. Doesn't help when you get stuck by the wall. Alright. And there's the exit.
Say cheese.
So, this guy has your shotgun, or a shotgun. So, there's a fairly easy way to deal with this guy if you're dexterous enough for it. So you can actually, the way this guy kind of works is very different than most of the other humanoid characters. He can actually run around in a circle. So if you're able to do that and just chase him like that, you can avoid having to you can avoid his shotgun. Avoid him, like, using his shotgun. The other option, obviously, is to just try and avoid it and jump around or roll around so that he can't get you. But he goes down eventually, and you get another shotgun. In case you didn't find the shotgun secret earlier. Alright. So there's a few things that we need to do. I think I'm jumping the gun here. Yeah. So we can't enter that door just yet, but there's a switch somewhere up there that we need to pull, and that will open this door. It's almost, don't worry, this is almost the end of the level. This level is probably one of the longer levels in the game. The next one as well. Like, this entire area is definitely has some of the longest levels in the game. This one, it's just a lot of tedious puzzle solving in order to get your weapons back. Also, these little slots right here that we can walk on, they suck. I don't like them because it's very easy for them to gimp your jump. Alright. So pulling that lever opened the door that we were looking at, and that door actually has a few things in it. One, the med pack. Some Uzis right here by the wall. Pretty easy to miss, but... And the pyramid key. Alright. Head over here, and you need this pyramid key in order to open the doors. And that's basically it for the level. So, head through here, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.